Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, good evening, welcome back to Rangers Radio. A disappointed Rangers 0, Hibs 2, Ibrox. Join myself, Fox, here, back in the show as the one and only Fox. Fox, poor defending, poor creativity, poor all over the pitch, mate. Just look lethargic, lack of ideas, lack of tempo, lack of skill. Maybe the experiments busted, mate. It was poor, mate.
Aye, outthought and outfought for me up. Hibs were better physically. I thought they absolutely controlled the midfield, mate. I don't think our midfield actually got any room to work. I think they closed us down well. They were strong in the tackle, and it just didn't work for us, mate.
What they've done, mate, is whether because we've not got a lot of pace up front, and I didn't like Hibernian playing it outside left. Tierney a few times getting positions, but he looked somebody just coming back for injury, was tentative. So what they done was they pushed up and squeezed the game because we're not going to run behind them, and Desser's Stones offside a lot. I'll come to him in a minute. So they compact again, mate, and it was like you were playing in a 10-yard area. So what you've got to do there, mate, you've got to get the ball wide and get their big players turning and get to the byline. And we never done it once. And Jeffrey, who didn't have a great game, but one of his assets is just bombing forward, keeping it simple and getting there. What did we do? We all run towards him. Mega Man gets it, tries to play impossible balls, and we end up in the, most of the time we're trying to chip a ball in. Similar, like we done at Parkhead when Raskins run in an open game, but they've got other players there. And if you get it slightly wrong, the ball's either going through for a goal kick or the goalie's got it. Mate, that's what they done. It was simple and effective. They just closed it up, narrowed it up, and they shuffled as two groups, and we just had no ideas, mate. No ideas.
I've got to agree with you. I know what's the big problem for us. He put Hibernian out in the left and Tierney, who both cut inside, mate, and they're travelling into traffic. Then it's they attempt these Hollywood balls that don't come off. We lost possession, and that's the end of our attacks. And that happened too many times and during that game.
Right. Listen, I don't think I can't remember their keeper had a save the whole game, mate.
No, they close it as soon as we get near the 18-yard box. Give Hibs some due, mate. They get back and defended and never left any openings for us. We did have a couple of early chances in the first half through our man Dessers, but that was it. The second half we huffed and puffed, but apart from the great strike with our Jamie that came off the crossbar, we weren't at the races, mate.
Yeah, I don't disagree, mate. And who was the two players we discussed before well, we discussed a few before the game, mate, but the two we had the last debate about was Dessers and Butler, mate. And you've seen it today, everything that's wrong with the two of them. Dessers' performance was abject, mate, at best. The petulance, the being offside, yeah, he was a wee bit unlucky with the one he ran through, I get that. It was a split, but it wasn't a great run. A wee bit unlucky. It wasn't like Fenerbahce. It wasn't a great run. He'd went early. He's in the first half, his two efforts were abysmal, mate. Abysmal. His play was abysmal. His throwing himself about was abysmal. And then we go to Jack Butler, mate. He's got to get dropped, mate. It's every week he's throwing goals in. And what's he paid today? He might have a new baby, Fox, but he's got to save that first chance, mate. It's dreadful goalkeeping, mate. And then nobody's got any confidence in him. You can see it. Now, I'm not saying the defence in front of him was great, But if he keeps that ball at the net, it's a different game, Fox.
I agree with you there. We did speak about the two of them. I kind of stuck up for Butland, but again, another bad mistake. Ball goes under his body, and we're 1-0 down, and then it's the same struggle to get back into the game again. And Dessers did have, as I say, a couple of chances in the first half, never took them. Hibs have two to three chances in the game. They scored two. One was, and then another one which was offside. So they had three chances for me in the game and scored 2 goals, you know. And that's that clinical finishing that we're missing right enough, you know.
Well, you've got to make chances. We didn't make chances. We were saying before the show we weren't worried about us making chances. Yeah? Let's be honest, we were saying, well, we're all right, we're making chances. But that was abject, mate. We didn't get room. I get man at outside left. Nah. The boys, if you play them at centre forward and see what it takes. Tierney, I get your point, try to prove his fitness, so I'm not saying we'll give him a pass, but we maybe understand it. And then the midfield, Diamande, he's flicks and tricks, falling down. Connor Barron, he just can't go forward, mate. He can't influence the game going forward. I thought he was poor. And Nico, who was champion, mate, he didn't have a good game of day. And then the back four wasn't great. It was just a bad combination, mate.
I thought we started off quite well. We weren't slow at the trap socks. And I thought we were playing well for the first 20 minutes, you know. I mean, I know we lost a goal in that time, but did we deserve to be down at that time? I'd have said no. It
Well,
wasn't
possibly no. That was maybe their first effort, mate, and that's how you've got to keep it out.
I agree with that, mate.
And again, if anybody who watches back, they go, it wasn't a corner. I think it was a long throw, Fox, wasn't it? Big shooter comes and wins it well. He does it out, and then all the players are in the box. The boy who gets a shot is at the edge of the box, standing alone, mate. Yeah, standing alone.
Well,
anyway, I think we've been joined.
I think it's Jim. Evening, Jim.
how you doing, Ollie? Just why chase that one? Sorry, I'm not putting my tail up here anything yet. What about that, man? Unbelievable, eh?
Well, where do you start, mate? Where do you start?
Aye, I know. Again, a radio pundit managing my team. Top of the tree, and it needs to be hanging there. That's the day, man. That's unbelievable. He was quick enough to pull a young boy up. He was quick enough to pull a young boy up to come on it. He said, I'll take the goalkeeper, and he said, I'll take that dud. And by the way, get that in capital letters, dud, at the top of the park. That park, by the way, in the first 20 minutes. Absolutely disgraceful.
Mr. Fox.
Can I disagree with you, Jim? We'd spoke about him in the pre-match show, and there he is with another mistake that cost us a goal. And I don't know, you can't say anything else. When goalkeepers make mistakes, it's costly, Jim, and that's what's happening to us. He's costing us points all the time just now.
It's happening every week. Oh, you can away with a start, man. He's lost a goal, a crucial goal, every month since he signed for us. I'll tell you what, he must be a calendar year ahead.
Can I disagree with you there, Jim?
That's him get April done. That's him get April sorted as well now.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. He must be ahead of himself.
Listen, even his body language, you look somebody's void of confidence. He's kicking Jim, everything. And obviously that spreads to the defence, mate. Yeah. He might have plenty
possibly
to say and all that.
Even the second goal, Jim, the ball went through his legs. You know?
Aye, I remember in the park. I thought that right enough.
Aye, he's been a bit of a disappointment. We can't say much more than he's been at fault for a lot of goals, Jim. There's nothing else you can't defend. I tried to defend him in the first part of the show, but there's no excuse for losing the goals he's losing.
You can't defend him at the top end of the park either. Great chances.
Well,
No, but
what I would say, Jimmy, is see particularly the first one, the second one he's tried and he's hit it too hard, he's screwed it. But both the opportunities, minimum, you've got to hit the target. If you hit it top bin and the goal makes a good save, well, you put it down there. The goal doesn't have to make a save when you do what he does. He's too busy looking for trying to get penalty kicks, Jim, instead of putting the ball in the net. And you've seen that in the second half in front of you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I was actually gobsmacked the way he went. What was the need for him to go down?
No, he's got to try and get the ball in the net. Yeah, get the ball in the net. You know, we've maybe got two main positions. I mean, they need a lot of players, Jim, but they two main positions, the glory positions, if you like, they're not performing. Jim.
I'm just going on this motor. He's a wee call back. I'm just going to put you again at more. All right, he's a call. Have a nice weekend. I'm going back to a wee for matches. She's well.
Listen, but to be fair, I mean, the Burnley, they were really awful in big moments in the game, but they weren't alone today with bad performances, folks. We just, the lack of tempo in the passing, the lack of movement. I don't know, maybe Alberg got it right and they were playing at half pace to keep themselves for Thursday, but I don't see that does us any good for Thursday at all, mate.
no, I thought they done a lot of work, but it was failure to find their men with the crucial passes when we got round about the 18-yard box. I thought we, as I say, we started off all right. I thought Jeff to start Sterling, Suter and Tavernier were comfortable at the back. You know, I thought they started the mopped up end that came their way. I thought the battle was lost in the midfield. As I said, we're physically not strong enough in there. And Hibs had the 4-3 in there, and it showed during the game. When they were defending, every one of them was back. They clogged up the space outside the 18-yard box. And as well as having no width, as you said earlier, all we could do was cut inside and run into traffic. I think managers have figured us out. That's the way we play, mate. You've got a guy that's left-footed playing in the right. He's only got one option, is to come inside most of the time. And Ignaman's the same. He's coming in and cutting in. None of the two of them get to the byline. In fact, they clog up for the runs of Tavernier and Jeffrey to offer us a bit of width. And then when that doesn't work, we look at shambles up.
Aye. I don't disagree with someone, and that's a good word you use, clogged up, because the players run in and kill the space. When Jeffrey gets 1-on-1, or you get when you got a chance to run, you just leave him. You get out the way and try and get in the box and influence it. When Cherney gets 1-on-1, get in the box. Don't go towards Cherney. Keep players away from him. I don't understand it, folks. Yeah.
Aye, it happens in most of the games. I think that's how we're more successful in Europe, Ox. We have space, and when we go forward, we look dangerous when we're away from home in Europe, because we're playing in the counter-attack, and that seems to suit our game. But at home, when we've got to force the pace, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of talk. Listen, it's Rodgers after the game, and I get that. There'll be a lot of talk that's the experiment done with the coaching staff. What's your thoughts on that? 3 games at Ibrox, mate. We've lost, was that 6 goals and scored 1?
Look, they've brought the kind of fire and passion, and it's no for lack of trying with the players. But tactically in games, I think Barry's got away with a few in the last few games. Like say the Fenerbahce game, we got away with it there. We got away with it when we won 4-3 at Dundee. You know, so as I say, I think other managers know how we are going to play, because the system hasn't basically changed much, you know, because we can't find the space, and when we get it in tight positions, as I say, we work it well up until round about the box, and then it's the tried Hollywood pass that fails 99% of the time, and that's where attack over, you know.
All right, we better see if people want to join us, folks. Get these phone lines open, yeah, quickly.
Okay.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Just on a lighter note, Mr. Fox, a lighter note.
I hope it's some good news.
Can you pass the Reddies over, please?
Oh,
33 to 1 year money.
Oh, were you lucky enough to pick the winner? Aye.
Oh, yes. I even said it on the show last night. Yes.
What was the name of it? What was the price?
Nick, what was it called? Oh, that's a good thing, actually. Nick something.
And did you get it at 33 to 1?
33s. Nick Rocket. Back to the 25s. We looked to 33s. Yeah.
Ah, very good. You know my
I didn't
address.
take the first two favourites at Mr. Southside. It's a bit of fun, mate. 33 to 1 year old. Talking about Mr. Southside, very unlucky today, Fox.
Was he?
5 out of 6, needing 2 goals in one game to get his line-up. But he failed again. We're now in April and he failed again. Yeah, I think that's actually 34 months now, mate.
Well, Murphy, you have given up all my vices, no gambling, no drinking, and none of the other either, so best of luck to you.
Bit of fun, mate. No gambling, just a bit of fun. Grand National, yeah. No horses, bit of fun, but I did mention it last night. The colours, we looked at the colours, it was there, the clue was there. Anyway, that was a bit of good news. Let me take a photo when I get the Reddies for Southside. Do you think he'd appreciate that?
No, I don't think he would. I think he'd be in a terrible mood after the game today, like most of the Rangers support.
I get that.
So if you're out there, surely you've got some views on the game. Give us a wee call and give us your opinion.
Aye. As the experiment, and I don't mean that something's going to change, Fox. We brought them in, the boys they've conducted themselves really well, and they're no kids. Let's be honest. It's not as if you're brought in guys that's just finished their career. Barry's mid-40s, so is Neil, aren't they? They're no, they're no young men, but they've not got a lot of managerial experience, but maybe collectively they've got more than David Gray. But there you go, mate. We got it wrong today. Big game on Thursday now.
Well, that's 2 games in the trot where the press conference, Barry said before the Dundee game, we know how they play. Well, it didn't turn out like that because Dundee never sat back and parked the bus. They came and attacked us. And that we were all heard the shop after that. And at the end of the day, Neil McCann said, we know how they play, they work hard and train. Well, we didn't produce it on the park again, so I think maybe, as I say, tactically, I don't think they're just as aware as they think they are.
I mean, obviously they were top players. Does that mean just it's experience in the job? Is that the problem, mate? Or they've not served their time? But I mean, I think McCann and Dodds have both managed the top flight.
Aye, look, the guys know the game, but getting it over to players, eventually gets down to the players you send out there. If the players can't pick up the changes in the game, that's down to them, mate. If they can't find a way through the middle, they've got to make their own changes and go wide with the ball, You've
got to play with instinct as well.
Aye.
But Fox, I'll come back to it. The big moment in that game was the goalkeeper. Now, the setup was poor for the throw-in. I can't understand how we've named it the edge of the box. The boy hits it okay, but you wouldn't say it was a power driver. Yeah, I know it sort of dips. It might have took a hit, but he's right in front of it. It goes through him, mate. He's got to save it. He's got to save it, in my opinion. Yeah? And that changes the whole atmosphere, the mood, the confidence, everything, mate. And it just, he's due to be dropped. Well, I don't think he will be dropped for Thursday, but he's due to be dropped. Yeah? And if you're Liam Kelly, mate, if you get more money if you're playing in the team than sitting on the bench, you'd be out of the gaffer's ear, wouldn't you?
Aye. The day it's easy for us watching on the television, mate. If you're behind the goal and get Jack Butland's view of it, it does come through a big load of players, mate. Maybe he sees it too late. But anyway, it should never go under his body, you know. His hands and legs were lower down than his body was, you know. It was the same with Boyle's goal as well, stoked right through his legs, you know. It's not as if the players are tucked them away in the corner where he's outreached and can't get to them. That's two games in the trot where it's been in the 6-yard box, he's been in the middle of his goal and conceded, mate. That's not good for him whatsoever.
No, and that's another calendar month chopped off, Fox. That's him done April as well in his bingo card. You know, there's howlers every month. You know, we'll be joined by David. Evening, David.
You gone?
Apart from the national, mate, I've had better 3-5s, mate. Yeah.
A wee bit. My horse fell at national, and then Rangers get up 2-0 in Ibrox. What a Saturday. Just a shambles. We were talking about this the other night. Butland, that one's been right through my game today. You know, this is happening all the time. And what do we say as well about Dessers? He's got chances there again today. He's missed them all again. He scored one of them in that first half, and it's a different attitude coming out of the second half. It was just, and by the way, I never felt we were getting back into the game today. I really didn't. Hibs thoroughly deserved that. That shambles. I mean, that's 7 their last 8 games have conceded 2 goals. That's terrible. You know what I mean?
Aye. I mean, if you look at it, obviously apart from we've won at their place, and even the Fenerbahce game, maybe we still conceded 1 and could have conceded more. You know, so Butland did a decent game that night, but however, when you've no confidence in your goalkeeper, that's a starting point. Now, I'm not saying the defence are doing their job neither, David, but the confidence for the goalie spreads through the team, mate. And in my opinion, he's due to be dropped.
I mean, well, what's the point in bringing the boy Cale in? Rangers have done this for years, like no giving other keepers a chance and whatever. I know McGregor was obviously a different kettle of fish, but as you say, Butland, that one had that good game and you're going superb. But that's not good enough as a keeper. You can't have a good game one week and then you throw man into the back end the following week. It just can't happen. That he looked a bag of nails again today. This constantly playing this ball back to him and all. I mean, you're watching this on the telly, man. It's all the time you're getting this. He's playing the bottom. You're waiting and it rolling into the net, you know, past him. He just looks all over the place with that. Defensively, just terrible. It's a bit of and then we're bringing on guys like Bajrami, you know. I know Bajrami hits the bar, but again, you're looking, we've not got the quality there, have we really? To come off and influence a game. Danilo, I thought should have maybe been on a bit early. I know he's not done anything really, Danilo. But you've got to give him minutes because he's not going to get up to speed there. You have to give him minutes in these last few games that we've got to the season. Because domestically it's done, you know what I mean? Obviously we know that, but just another disappointing day, and I think that will be new. I mean, I'm a big fan of Barry Ferguson, was delighted that he came in, but I also said that night that I don't expect him to get the job. He won't get the job, and that he won't get the job now. You know, he just won't. There's no chance. That's his chance gone. And hopefully, next season we move on to somebody tactically that can get things spot on. Because
you need a lot of players, David. You can have the best tactic in the world with a goalie consistently throwing it in, with a defence that at times makes errors, with a midfield that doesn't create much, and with forwards at times that are poor, and one in particular can be hit or miss, big style. I mean, what is that? He scored 1 in maybe 16 chances in the last 2 games. Would that be fair?
Incredible, isn't it? This thing we keep doing and all, putting Nagaman out wide, it doesn't work. It just does not. Many times when you see this, it's not working. Get play him through the middle. If you're not playing him through the middle, don't play him. That's my point anyway. I don't like him out wide. He's not a wide player to me. You know, I want to see him in the box. I want to see him getting shots off. And his confidence is away and on now. But I think we've done that to ourselves almost. played him out for him. Aye, well, you're right. There's a massive summer coming up here, and the amount of players that will be at the door and ones that are coming in, and aye, but that's going to be again in it. But this time we need to get it right, because you can't keep doing this overhauling every couple of years. The whole squad getting ripped up. Got to get it right. But I'm away, lads. Anyway, it was just a wee quick phone call just to share my points. I'll listen to the rest of the show. I've got a couple of beers here, so I'll listen to my
Where are
songs.
you, mate? Where are you? I'll bring the hard stuff through the
Right, great to hear from you, lads.
Right, cheers, David. We'll be joined by my big mucker, South Side. How we doing, South Side? I don't know if he's on mute. On you go, Fox.
The earphones might not be working again for him, so...
On you go, Fox.
No, with the working not.
That's you, aye, that's you.
I better get a new pair, yeah.
I could send you money for that. I could send you money off my winnings.
I know, 2 goals short or something.
No. 33-1. Said it last night on the show. Nick Rocket, 33-1.
Oh, aye, so you did, aye. Aye, well, you couldn't have put a decent team out in that part with instructions, tactical.
Some of them need a rocket, mate.
Oh, I mean, this is just getting beyond a joke now. It's just getting beyond a joke. And see when people come on and you're saying, well, this is a dead rubber, it doesn't matter. That's what it looks like the players took onto that part. Done all right up to a certain point, and then there's nothing. I think that goalkeeper had 1 save to make. 1 save. So as much as people might go out there and say, we've done this and we've done that and we rebeat bits of football, stinking. And see, if Clement was in charge, he'd be getting absolute pelters for that.
I never noticed the great bits of football, Southside. I noticed it's flattering to deceive and no creating a lot. A couple of times, obviously, we got the ball through to, he would have got a good view of that, but through to Dessers in the first half, he's got to do better. Tierney's had moments in the first half. The second half, we were going side to side and no creating anything, mate. I want to get your views on the goalkeeper, mate. Obviously, you're the opposite end of the park, but, well, not the opposite end, but he's got to save that, mate,
100%. He's got to save it. There was no deflection. There was a wee discussion that might have took a deflection. Spoke to Albert on the way up the road, and he said for where he sits, where Albert sits, and he said no deflection at all. He said just right underneath him, no, like the Titanic can do, he says. So you've got to look at him again. There's a question mark on him, but tactically, Barry and that said, we've looked at Hibs, we know what they do. And they knocked the ball around us. We seen the second half, we're disjointed all over the park. So that's why we need a proper coach and a proper manager that's going to set a team out and not have us all over the park. Them Brecknon on us out wings, wide spaces. Don't get me wrong, Don Robertson today, some of his decisions were absolutely stinking and all, but they know. There's a couple of their players should have been booked, and yet the one Tav does, I don't even know if Tav actually connected.
I don't even know if he touched him, mate, because he threw himself down after it, mate. Yeah.
And he books Tav, and yet there was a clear foul outside your box. He takes Diamondi for the side or behind, man, and just knocked him right up there, and just walk away, mate, don't worry about it, But, you can see how bad it is, Ox, and you wanted a bit of confidence going in here to Thursday, and I don't see with any confidence coming through that team in that shape at all. None of it. Diamondi.
He was poor, mate, falling about, trying flicks the edge of the box in the first half, and every time he done it, we lost possession. They broke, never came to anything, but it could have. Yeah.
Big the man looks well out of favour out there. He just doesn't look like he's comfortable at all in that position there either,
No, and also in the first half, mate, he's getting the ball outside. Yeah, and he's right on the touchline. Again, you'd get a good view of it. Jeffy's not an inside runner. He's somebody who comes outside you. Yeah.
Aye.
He's not that type of player. But listen, I don't think we had a good player on the park today. I honestly don't.
Listen, Jay, I mean, it's natural. We've got players in that squad that know they're leaving. We'll have players in that squad that probably don't even want to be here, maybe going forward next year. And this is what maybe you're getting at this stage. You can take them in that dressing room and shout and ball at them and give them instruction and tell them what you want. But you've got to be able to coach them into a shape and a style of football as well. to make you create chances. And Dessers put himself into a few positions when one in the first half, when he's done the hardest part, he's actually in the box and he's managed to make the space, and yet he tries to chop again. And then you give him the ball wide out. You give him the ball and he runs wide. He's getting to the edge of the 18-yard box and he smashes it first time, miles away. You know, it's just, it's pathetic, mate. It's sad to watch at times, you know. I tell you, I wanted us to go and try and get a good result. I knew Hibs would come and cause us problems. And you're not helped when your goalkeeper doesn't keep the first one out. And then in the second one, I knew he was the offside. Could tell from where we sat, he was never off. So we got our just desserts, mate. That's just that. But if you're not creating chances and making your goalkeepers make saves, and you're missing a few sitters, then this is what you get at the end of it, you know.
Well, the thing about the sitters, mate, there were good chances, but the thing about it is, in the frustration, he must have felt it in the ground. He's not even hitting the target, mate. It's awful finishing, awful centre forward play. And I'm just talking to David, that's maybe 1 in 17 chances or something. He's took 16, 17 chances in the last 2 games. You know, and the throwing himself about, mate, when nothing happens, it's embarrassing. It's bordering on embarrassing.
Aye, Tierney was the only outlet really in the first half that we had. He was the only one that was causing them sort of problems and trying to set things up. Sometimes final ball was poor inside and that wrong choices, but he was the only outlet really in that first half that was going to cause them any problems, and that's where we're at. And even the substitutions, bringing them on, it's the times he brought them on and whatnot. Poor.
Well, see on that, I mean, he went player for player, mate. Why not at that stage of the game when we're 1-0 down? Why doesn't he go to a 3, take off Diamandi, shove Jeffrey and Tav forward and provide some width? And that was our problem today. We had no width. Hibs knew we had no width. Cadden and Albita comfortably shut down their sides of the park and came narrow because we were no threat down the wings. Do you agree with that? If he'd have kind of changed the tactical shape rather than just changing players.
What you had to do with that side is get behind them and get them turning and put the ball back. But the way they played, they do in midfield, that back, playing against their defence, because they concertinaed the match. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed it. So said you'd have got a good view looking down on it. The game has been played in about a 10-yard space.
Correct. So they see for the edge of the circle. Just before the halfway line, about 10 yards. That's where Hibs sort of lined up right along. We were just the other side of the halfway line, about 10, 15 yards, and it was condensed into that space, right? And you're sitting watching that, and you're saying, somebody come short, play a wee pass, and make a run in behind them. And you've got to put the ball in behind, or into a channel in behind. Even the winger, like you say, Fox, wasn't out the touchline all the time. Tierney would come in, but it was like in a 20-yard space in the middle of the park, either side of the halfway line. That's where they pushed up and we pushed up, and that's how much it was. And all the players were in the middle. And you're like, somebody's got to go wide, somebody's got to play 1-2 and make a run for deep so they can play the ball out the back of them. We've done it a few times, but it's pathetic, mate. Honestly, I'm absolutely scunnered with it.
We had to get to the byline and cut the ball off, cut the ball back, mate, because throwing the ball into the box with Bashiri, the boy, what's his name, Ireland or whatever his name was, they would have mopped up anything that was in the air, so...
Get them turning hard and low, cut it back to the penalty spot, but then the way our midfield was playing the day, there was no runners getting to the edge of the box. Diamandi was falling, he had a poor game, and Bannon and Raskin were back beside the 2 centre-halves because it concertinaed and they were going to our defence, yeah. And when we did try and bring it out, there was a couple of mishaps with Sterling and Suter who got a bit of luck south side.
Aye, listen, we had a base to the ball, I thought, in the first half without doing anything really weird. A couple of wee chances and that, but Hibs didn't look a major threat, really. You know, we were getting the ball, we're trying to build.
They made one shot to goal in the first half.
Aye, that's what I'm saying, and yet we're doing again, and then the guy behind me says, you'll probably not make a sub till we go 2-0 down. And then sure enough, we go 2-0 down, and you're just like, it's the Ibrox, it's the forum. I mean, how many times have teams got to turn up here and beat us at Ibrox? This has never been seen before. This
I
run
think,
that we're on.
I think that's a record, mate. 5
It
defeats in the trot or
It
something.
isn't what we spoke
you know?
about it last night. Hibs haven't beat us since 2018. And they're on a run of form, but come on, did we actually make it hard for them today? Second half, we looked as if the whole shape of the team, they were making runs off us doing the Govan stand in the second half. They had acres of space. Acres. They were just knocking balls into channels.
Because when they keep their shape, mate, and then if they get the ball, because we're using that option to the wingers, the fullbacks as wingers, mate. You just play it into that space, and the guy just has to stand there, a bit of patience, and his thing, mate. 2 players can take 4 at the game, and that leaves 9 against 8 against 6, mate, and the rest of the park, yeah, you know, and we never worried them.
Listen, I've said on before, Barry for me epitomises everything I want a Rangers player, heart, desire, and everything, no give in, and a willingness to win, and to drive your team forward as a player. But we need better for a manager. We need this 3-3. He'll do what they can, but they're no equipped for this job long term. You can easily see that, and you can maybe say players and that as well. Whatever.
Well, the players have to look at themselves.
Of course they do, but at the end of the day, you're still going to look at a style and tactics and stuff like that, and how you build the play and stuff. And we've done all right at certain points getting the ball out, but this squad needs an overhaul, and the ones that will be kept will need a bit of help. But I'm just scunnered today. I just hope for the performance we put in, knowing that Hibs were coming 15 undefeated, got a system, a style, and that, and yet they still got apart, and we make it easy for them at times. In the first goal, so I say, if anybody doesn't blame Butland, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised.
Mate, it's practically every calendar month, mate. That's him ticked, as I said earlier on, he's ticked half April. That's him done it already on his bingo card.
Aye, well, you're going to persevere with this to the end of the season in the league games that people say don't matter, or you want to just take him out. But if you've got any, you either keep him in and then he still makes these errors and live on TV when the games are scheduled and you're trying to get rid of him in the summer. But for me, I would get rid of him. I just get rid of him. I think he's not a bad goalkeeper, but he's miles off it now.
It looks to me, his confidence is gone and he can't handle the pressure, mate. And playing for Rangers is pressure, mate. It's all
he kicked the ball out in the first half. They passed the ball back to him and they kicked it across the park, and you could hear a sort of cheer coming for the Copeland and that round about the stadium. So you could hear it ripple round, as if, all right, thanks for that, you managed to do something right. And like you say, every month in the calendar year, he's dropping one, he's causing a goal or whatever, he's suspect for a goal. So can he keep going like that, Ox? Can he?
Terry's just put an interesting stat in the chat there that apparently that's Jack Butland played 100 games and he's lost 101 goals. Do you think that's correct?
Well, put it this way: he's lost 7 in the last 3 games, Fox.
It could be possibly true, that. Yeah. Not a great stat at all.
So that's my starter for 10. But the hardest thing about Butland, mate, he's going to be in decent wages and getting rid of him, mate. Maybe the best you'll get with him is out on loan, somebody taking him on loan and getting 50% of his wages off your books, mate. They're not going to be lining up to sell him, if you're honest, Southside.
Probably no. But he's just doesn't help when you're getting a team a goalie a start and your goalie's obviously suspect again. And it's like I say, we're coming up against a far better quality team on Thursday night here, and we're not even at the races today. Again, through the motions, passing poor, midfielders, players no hangman doing their job
Lack of
properly.
energy as well. Lack of energy.
Aye, probably aye, and some people, I heard people, a couple of boys run about it saying, it's the usual, and it will come out and be a different team on Thursday, and I said to them, you really think so? Because I don't see how we're going to be much better. I said, if we're coming up against a better team that we're coming to face on Thursday night, you know, a team that play a high press on you at the back and that. So we'll see. I know it's a completely different game, but just so disappointed by that performance and letting a team like Hibs come to Ibrox and turn us out. And they've not done it since 2018, you know.
Aye.
But they were a formed team coming into the game, I suppose, and we weren't up to the challenge, and that's the way it is. Some of the players
Only close, mate, but the big moment was that first goal, mate. Yeah.
Aye, 100%. Puts you in the back foot straight away.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. I'm going to go and count my winnings. I know you don't know what that's like. Try and cheer myself up. I don't think it'll work, but I'll maybe send you a picture, see if it'll cheer you up. Oh.
I don't see that happening at the moment. We're just going to shut these blinds and curtains, and I think I'll just go and phone something. The guy get one delivery tonight, and that'll be me tomorrow. Disgusted with it, mate. Honestly, disgusted with it.
I know, mate. I get it, mate. I know we're trying to have a laugh, but because it's a perverse laugh. Anyway, last word for your good Southside, Mr. Fox, before we wrap up. Go on you go, Southside.
Aye, just another performance. Trend needs to stop at Ibrox. This needs to stop ASAP, and hopefully that'll start on Thursday night under the lights at Ibrox. We'll have to. 2 players that played the day will not be in the squad, so you'll need to jig it again. And hopefully they'll go out and prove his orang and put on a good performance on Thursday night. But today, honking the whole lot of them, and that's just unfortunate for us. It's a good turnout today at Ibrox as well. Good, so a lot of people turned up, really busy, and they've let us down again, unfortunately. So on that note, there's only one team and one crown, as you know.
Yeah, Mr. Fox.
Well, another weekend, mate, that's not turned out so well, but as we say, look forward to Thursday, and hopefully we can spring a surprise for the support. Thanks for having me on, and quite enjoyed it, mate.
Yeah, well, love to have you on more often, mate. People like to hear what you've got to say.
Come on, mate. I'm the oldest geek in Britain, mate. But the technical side's my side now, mate. That's it.
What do you think, Southside? Do you think people like to hear what Fox has got to say?
Aye, they do, but you know what the man, he's a very busy man. He can't always get on to do this sort of side, as you know. He's the technical guru in the background that we all appreciate, but I like to hear Fox when he's on. So
if you could knock a few of the romances on the head, it would give him a bit more time, Southside.
Well, that's true, but he's a
if only. Come on, stop making it worse than it is. Anyway, get this show finished.
Listen, thanks to Jim for joining us, David for joining us, Southside for joining us, Fox for doing the show, Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back Monday night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers, and I think there'll be a bit of debate going on. Take it away, Old School Blue.